What's up, everyone? Welcome to the most positive pop culture podcast in the multiverse, Metalcore Nerds, the podcast that features members of your favorite bands as we explore their love of pop culture. I'm your host, Sean Mott, and this week I'm joined by Nate of Mirrorcell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Very, very stoked to have you here. Very stoked to dive deep into what you're into. You got movie posters behind you. We're already off to a great start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see you also have yours as well. The Matrix one's really cool.
My wife surprised me one time. Got a ton of awesome movie posters, and they're mostly all in the style. If you're watching this on YouTube, they're mostly all in the style. There's a Dark Knight one above it. I got like some Batman, Eternal Sunshine over there. It's cool.
Dude,
it was nice.
Very nice. My wife literally got me that La La Land poster and that Blue Velvet poster for Christmas this year. So we're good, man. We're cuffed up.
Yeah, for real, dude. We're living the dream, I think.
Exactly.
Now, whether it's your first time listening to the show or you're returning, thanks so much for checking out the show. The best way to support the show, if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment, let us know what you're thinking of the episode, what you've been watching recently, what posters you have on your walls. Let us know. And if you're listening to your favorite podcasting platform, best way to support there is also subscribe, hit that 5-star review, helps the podcast continue to grow and helps more people find the show. And if you already did Fix Metalcore Nerds, you can find us on all social media at Metalcore Nerds. I saw that you made a DIY VHS tape of the album. First off, fucking sick.
Thank you.
But secondly, what inspired you to do that?
I actually run a VHS kind of side business from the band.
No shit.
I have an Etsy account with my wife, and we hand make and restore VHS tapes. So we'll do classics that are hard to find. We'll take custom requests and design like all kinds of different movies. And we'll also just do movies that we like, and then we sell them on the shop. I've always kind of dabbled in the VHS world with that. I don't know. I like it whenever bands like back in the day, like Typo Negative or Rammstein and stuff, they had their VHS tapes with just maybe like 1 or 2 music videos on it and some extra stuff. And I was like, hey, we're going on tour here soon. Why not make some VHS tapes with the music videos? And we also sprinkled in some clips and references to pop culture and other things that inspired the album in between. So there's a little bit of everything on those tapes. That's kind of just how I got into it and why I did it.
Wow, that's super rad. Can you tease what some of the pop culture stuff inspired the record at all?
Oh, yeah. So big one was definitely Wong Kar-wai. He's a Chinese director. He's done, most notably known for In the Mood for Love, Fallen Angels, 2046. His style of filmmaking is so cool and impressive, and just like most of his movies have that like kind of romance, like sexy motif. And when it came to writing the album, that like visually, that's what I had in mind. So that's why the album's very green, and all the songs are very like in that neo-noir kind of esque thing. So that was the main influence. But I mean, other films like David Lynch, some Tarantino stuff with like Love Bomb, with Reservoir Dogs. It's all across the board.
Cool. That's awesome. I love to hear that. That's super cool. That's super cool that you have a side business that does that, because I love that stuff. I love that there's a new wave of that kind of thing, because I've bought a few of those where they make like newer movies into VHS and stuff. I love that stuff. I have a few VHS right here. They're old ones, but I got a few.
I'll have to send you out some tapes, man.
Dude, please, man. I would love it. I would love nothing more. I love VHS tapes. I'm starting to get the itch to buy more, because I used to when I grew up in the 90s. So growing up, I had a ton of VHS, and I wish I kept them. I did not. And I like think about it constantly and how mad I am at myself that I don't have it, because I had so many of like the OG Disney movies. Mm-hmm. I had the 3-box set of the original Star Wars trilogy, had a ton of like the Nickelodeon ones that were orange. And stuff like that. So there was a bunch like I wish I still had, like the Indian in the Cupboard one where you put the key in the side and stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. Yep. We buy a lot of our VHSs from a big like media seller, so we get them in huge quantities. So if there's any on your list that you're looking for, just let me know, because we sort through them like crazy. So
the biggest ones that I really want are The Matrix, which I know is pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
I know
we got tons of those.
Pretty easy. The OG Scream, just because it's one of my favorite horror movies, And I think this one would be harder because it was at the end of the VHS era, but The Dark Knight on VHS.
I have not found one of those. I've have multiple Scream copies, like 1 through 3, and then I have a couple of Matrix ones down there. I have Matrix 1 Reloaded. Like we get them all the time. So I can definitely hold on to a couple for you. But if I find a Batman, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's one I didn't think was on VHS, but I had a guest on before who's obsessed with VHS tapes, and he's like, no, he's like, they just stopped making them like right after. So there's definitely Dark Knight ones out there. I was like, wow, that would be really cool to
Talking
find
about
that.
you're talking about the Nolan one, right?
Yeah.
That came out in like 2007, 2008. Yeah, I think the last tape they made before recently, when they made Alien Romulus, was History and Violence. I think it was a Cronenberg movie. I think that was the last one they put on VHS, and then they stopped. So we have History of Violence in our shop because so many people are like, I never got to get the last tape made. So I was like, well, we'll just make a remake of it.
Perfect. Yeah. So cool. Awesome. Well, obviously you're massively into pop culture. So I want to rewind the tape back. What's
Rewind
the thing that got you? Yeah, rewind that tape. What got you into pop culture when you were younger?
Tons of different things, really. I mean, I've always been into movies. I grew up, like, my grandparents loved watching movies and stuff. My parents did as well. So we always had movies on at the house. So I was always just ingesting that type of content or whatever. But when it came to like music and everything else, I mean, earliest memories I have would be like playing Guitar Hero with my cousins and just like finding so many different types of music. My mom was really into like indie and rock bands, so she got me into like Weezer and the Pixies and stuff at an early age. So always kind of had that itch for the alternative type of culture. I mean, I was also just an art kid. I love drawing. I love making comics. I was into painting and stuff. Like, that's what I thought I was going to do at a really young age before music kind of took over. I wanted to do something artistic like that. And then, yeah, so I've just always kind of been in that world.
I mean, I think you're still in that world of like, if you run a VHS shop, like you're still doing that stuff. I saw that video of you making that VHS. You're very much still in that world. You can't deny that. You're still
Oh,
there.
100%. There's always something in me that is striving to create, whether it's through music or other art forms. I always want to just be producing or making something. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously music is an art form in itself, especially when
Right.
it comes to talking about branding and like a vision for an album or music videos and stuff like that. There's so much to go into it that I feel like people really gloss over sometimes. I think people who don't make music probably gloss over on it because it's just so easily available, especially now, to everyone. I feel like it's the thing is people forget that like so much thought and time and effort and vision goes into these things. That's like, I don't know. I like talking about that a lot because I hope people can learn to appreciate that if they've never done it,
Yeah.
because it is so much work to do, especially to put out an album. That's a lot of work, man. And a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of everything to make that happen.
And you got to do so much these days to stand out. Like, you can't just put out your record. You can't just put out
Yeah.
your album and be done. Like, you got to make content within that. You have to make sure that your visuals or your music videos stand out amongst the herd. That's why I do stuff like the VHS tapes and like all these other like little niche things, because whenever people choose to go listen to my band or check out my band, I want there to be some kind of difference between the millions of other bands that are out there virtually doing the same thing.
People coming up to your merch table on tour and you see a VHS. I feel like that. I feel like those are going to go fast.
Well, my friend made us, because this was before I learned how to do it. He made us VHS tapes of our EP that we put out, and it was basically the same thing, not as cool as this new one, because it just had the music videos on it and it was like the slip and everything else. I think we had like 30 of them, and yeah, we were just selling them at local shows, and because we were selling them for like $10, people who came up to the merch table were just like, I'll take that, $10, cool.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, those are all gone. They're sold out. Like, so I'm hoping the same thing. I only made 50 of these new ones, kind of with the same idea of like, this is
Right.
I'm only gonna make this once. So if you really want it that badly, you got to get them.
Oh yeah, that's the way to go. I think, especially with something like that. You got to make it worth it in a way, like to people's minds, for sure. Do you remember what movies you may have watched when you were younger that, or TV shows or anything like that, that you were finally like, oh, I love this stuff? Was there any ones that like really stuck out for you?
Well, definitely The Matrix, since you had brought that up. That was especially early on in the band, that was like the main inspiration for like what we were doing. We were very Matrixy looking, still kind of are. But yeah, definitely the Matrix franchise. That was huge for me even as a kid. I mean, I was a Cartoon Network kid, so it's watching stuff like Billy and Mandy and Courage the Cowardly Dog that kind of got me into the like goth world for a little bit and like planted those seeds early on because I was like an ex emo goth scene kid, whatever.
Oh yeah, I feel like we all
So,
were.
still kind of am, but
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely that kind of stuff early on for me. Like when I think back to the earliest times in my years, that was before then I like started getting into horror movies and stuff as a
Yeah.
teenager and all the other stuff that most teenagers do.
It's so funny because I have not thought about Billy and Mandy since I was probably a kid, but that's come up a few times recently on this
Really?
podcast from guests, and I'm like, memory unlocked, like core
Yeah.
memory unlocked. I was like, whoa, Billy and Mandy. I haven't thought about that show in so long. But yeah, what a cool show that was. Like, like honestly, like that was
Dude,
like
it
a
was
really
sick.
dope show.
It was funny too.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, like seriously, I got it. I can't remember who said it before you, but I was just like, whoa, Billy and Mandy. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
Can't believe I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
It slept on. It slept on. I might have to make some Mirrorcell Billy and Mandy merch, honestly.
That would be
If it's
sick.
being brought up, it's clearly in the universe still, so
It's in
maybe.
the zeitgeist a little bit at least, you know, for sure. So what are you watching now? What are you into now, TV movie wise?
Yeah, so TV shows lately, I've been watching Sopranos.
Oh,
Just,
first
you
time
know,
or
first
rewatch?
time. First time.
Oh,
I know. I
okay.
I slept on Sopranos for a while, but my wife and I have been watching that, so that's been great. We always have some kind of comedy-esque show on repeat 24/7. So like right now we're rewatching Always Sunny. I could watch it literally every day. It never gets old. It's always funny. But like either that or Bob's Burgers. Recent movies we watched Predator Badlands. I know I'm late. Didn't see it in theaters, but dude, badass. Like
So sick, right?
so sick. I loved it. And like the whole time, because this is the same director who did Prey, I was like, is it gonna be better than Prey? Because Prey was awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, I personally liked it more. I thought I just loved the action in it. It was so sick. It was more of like I liked that it was the first Predator movie where you're actually rooting for Predator and you're not like, oh, he's the
No.
villain. So that was really cool. I really, really liked it. Trying to think of other movies just from like our letterbox. I went and saw Marty Supreme on my birthday, but I was
Oh
sick.
yeah.
So like I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much in the theaters.
Fair.
And I'm a big Safdie Brothers fan. Like I love Good Time and Uncut Gems and stuff. So it was I don't I don't think I liked it as much because the whole time I couldn't breathe. But it's still a good movie. Can't give it too much shit. But yeah, other than that, we watched Shaolin Soccer. Have you ever seen that?
No, what is that?
Oh, dude, you gotta watch this movie. It's about these Shaolin monks basically that start a soccer team. I don't really remember why. They just do to make money or something. And it is the most campy, insane martial arts esque movie I've ever seen in my life. It was hilarious and it crushed. Like we looked it up back in the day because it is like the CGI and the visual effects in it are awful. Like there's one, it literally looks like it was made in like Microsoft Paint at some points. But that's kind of what made it great to watch. And we looked it up because we were like, what was this, like a $5,000 budget? Like what's going on? It had a $10 million budget and it crushed when it came out. It made like 530 million something. Like it was insane, like to see the numbers on it.
2001. So that explains the terrible VFX. Most movies back then had awful, unless you were like The Matrix. None of that
Yeah.
held up ever. You know, none,
And even
none of
then,
that.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, not great. Wow. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of what was that other movie that like, seemed like it was in that vein? Kung Fu Hustle or something.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Like I feel like that might have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, even the the poster looks very similar
Dude, if you're
to the
wanting just a
Shaolin soccer.
if you want just a fun, goofy time, that is the one. It is so funny, and
Oh,
I would definitely suggest not watching the dub. We tried watching the dub, and I
oh
just
boy.
refused. It was bad. So we went and rented the sub version, and it was so much better.
Oh, Kung Pao into the Fist is the one I was thinking of, but Kung Fu Hustle
Yeah,
definitely falls in this camp too. Of wow. And oh yeah, the dude who directed Kung Fu Hustle directed Shaolin Soccer.
there you go.
That's not shocking at all.
It
It's like as
was
soon as I saw
so
the poster, I was like, this looks familiar in
it
style.
was so awesome. We added it to our letterbox top 4 just for shits. We were like, this should be in our top 4 favorite movies of all time. It is so bad but awesome. It is amazing.
That's incredible. I love that so much. Wow, that's great. Yeah, Prairie Badlands. I'm glad it's. I mean, that's kind of what happens with big movies. They do well in the theaters. Then when they come to streaming, they get like a second life. Or movies that sometimes don't do as well in the theaters get a second life when they go to streaming, when it becomes more readily available to
Yeah.
people. Because not a lot of people go to the theaters all the time. That's just the kind of nature of the beast, which is fine. I wish more people went to the theaters, but it's okay. I understand. Money's tight.
Plus, too, I mean, I went and tried to see Evil Dead Rise whenever that came out. And I had the worst experience ever because people were talking and doing shit on their phones.
True.
And my wife and I got up after like 20 minutes and got a refund on our tickets, went home and just rented it and watched it there. So I'm like, I couldn't even, like, I put my phone away, I'm in. Like, I lock
Oh
in.
yeah,
That's how I watch
course.
movies. I don't like to have any distractions. And so just like hearing people like saying stupid shit the whole time while like things are happening and like making jokes, like, yeah, like do your thing, but like do that at home, man. Like, it's a theater. Have some respect.
people have gotten far too comfortable to do things in public
I hate
in
it.
recent years, for sure.
And
It's awful.
it's made it hard for me to like want to go watch movies in the movie theaters. I'm like, I'll just watch it at home. Like, I have a sound bar, like I'll get the same experience and I can pause it to go take a piss. Like, I don't have
True.
to deal with this. But movie theaters are definitely the pinnacle of viewing experiences. So yeah, it is coming back. I have noticed a big resurgence in movie theaters. At least when I went and
Yeah.
saw Marty Supreme, there was like tons of people going and seeing the other movies that were there. yeah.
Our showing of Marty Supreme was packed, and I think we saw it either the weekend it came out or the weekend after it came out, but it was packed. But the guy next to me, funny enough, was watching a sports game while in the theater. And I was like, dog, come on, what are you doing?
Oh, I would have said something. I would have been like,
I mean, it wasn't bothering me because it wasn't like like there was no sound or anything. I was just like, bro, come on.
but you can see like his phone screen.
Yeah, I just looked over and I was like, dog, what are you doing?
You
And
have
then
so
just-
much more patience than me.
The worst culprit of this, my wife and I saw Oppenheimer early at a press screening, and a dude like rose in front of me, was swiping on Tinder as the Trinity test is happening. So most press screenings, they allow fans to come in. You see it, usually you see it. I'm pretty sure they see it for free too, because press sees it for free. That's the only, people think press screenings are these like elaborate thing. You just see the movie a little bit early and you don't pay for it. That's the only difference than going to a normal movie. It's very much the same thing. But a lot of the times they have, because press only takes up like a quarter of the theater. So they usually have the rest, like the front row seats, the first few rows, they have fans that can come see the movie early. And yeah, this dude just swiping on Turner during Oppenheimer, one of the biggest movies of that year, like won so many Oscars, Christopher Nolan on the big screen. You get to see it early and you're swiping on Tinder. Awful. That was the worst.
Awful.
Which is crazy because usually they have someone like in the theater watching to make sure you're not like taking pictures or, taking video or anything. Cause obviously you're seeing it early. Like usually they are pretty strict, but yeah, he must have, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, I can't believe this guy.
He's just trying to find a match, man. I guess he's that desperate, man.
Yeah, I guess, dude. One of the craziest things I've ever seen in a theater for sure. But yeah, Prairie Badlands, I loved it. I loved it so much. And I love seeing a lot of people reacting to it going on Hulu, feeling the same way. Because I don't want to say it was divisive. I just think it was a very vocal minority being very butthurt about that movie, which blows my mind. Like,
I know
they did a full movie of this dude speaking the native Yachta tongue. Didn't even make him speak English. didn't even have a weird translator thing. The way that they used the Weyland-Yutani android as a device to be a
Loved that.
communicator for the audience,
Loved that.
genius.
Genius. Because
So
I was
good.
so scared at some point he was going to start speaking English for some reason.
Right.
And I was like, no. And then it wouldn't have felt like Predator. Like, oh my God. I
100%.
love that aspect. I'm glad you brought that up. Who played the synthetic? Was it Elle Fanning or Dakota Fanning? I can't remember which one. Elle Fanning, yeah. She killed it. She was awesome.
Awesome.
And it was like, yeah, it was like goofy. Like the movie was very much like the friends we made along the way situation. But that was awesome. And the comedy was like not too like cringy or millennial. It was very fitting. I love Bud. That is my favorite, like, since Baby Yoda, that is like my new favorite, like, little guy. Like when he had the head up at the end, he was like, ah, that was awesome.
Bud reminds me of my dog.
Mine too. I have a blue nose pit bull and he looks just like him.
It's not really the looks. We have a King Charles Cavalier, so maybe a little bit, but
He's
it's mostly mostly the energy.
Yeah.
Mostly the energy of Bud. Bud is the best.
But I loved too at the end that they teased the sequel with his mom coming home. So I just need more. I need more.
It's crazy because he's now made, Dan Trachtenberg has made 3 Predator movies. He's made Prey, Killer of Killers, and Predator Badlands. And they've all teased something very different. Well, Killer of Killers kind of ties into Prey. I wouldn't say kind of, it definitely ties into Prey. So I'm wondering where it's going. And I was very worried because he just signed an exclusive deal with Paramount to make movies. And I was like, oh no. I was like, Predator universe is fucked. And he's like, no, I'm still going to be making Predator movies. Don't worry about it. He's like, I still got ideas. And I was like, oh, whew. I was so worried. I was so glad he made a comment about it because I was like, no, you can't walk away now. You set so much stuff up.
And he totally like made me like fall in love with the Predator series just based off of his movies alone, because I never really was into Predator. I've always been an Alien guy. Like I love Prometheus. I loved, what was the one with Danny McBride in it? Was that Requiem? No, that's AVP Requiem. But regardless, I've always favored the Alien side versus the Predator, like whenever people compare. And I love now that he is taking like the Weyland like universe and everything and blending it with Predator, which, I mean, it's always kind of been there with AVP, but now it's more like in the Prometheus kind of world, which is really cool.
Yes.
Love it. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, I think AVP is totally forgotten as far as canon.
It should
now,
which they're terrible movies.
I rewatched all of them leading up to Romulus.
So bad.
And I was like, I remember them being bad, but the first one's mostly fine, I guess. The second one's the one that's really bad. That
Requiem. That one's awful. And like not in a fun bad way, just like boring, just such a slog to get through.
Very bad. Not good at all. The thing that gets me the most is that I think people got offended by them humanizing predators or Yachta, and I'm like, you think the super clan-based species doesn't have feelings? Or doesn't have like familial ties? Like, just because they have feelings doesn't make them not trained killers. Like, what do you mean? It's kind of like what I love of what the most thing I loved about Alien Earth is they finally made it more obvious that, hey, the aliens aren't the bad guys here. It's the corporations, guys.
Yeah.
That's the bad guys. I think I saw someone in Threads being like, Predator Badlands is terrible. There's no humans to root for. And I'm like, who cares? Who needs to root for humans anyway?
There's no humans in general. It's on a fictional planet where there's no, like, the whole squad they're all synthetics. Like,
yeah,
just like put your thinking caps on.
I swear, man, it's so wild for people to just easily shit on things and just not even understand what they're even shitting on sometimes. It's pretty wild.
I swear it's just because he had like a fade or something that people immediately like were just so quick to discredit this movie and be like, it sucked. Which, like, I get it to an extent. Like, I was a little hesitant because at first I saw the T rating and I was like, I was like, this might be bad. Like, we'll see. Like, but then I realized the T rating is because no technically humans are getting disemboweled or no blood. It's all the weird synthetic cum blood and like the green neon liquid, you know what I mean? And it was so awesome. Like you saw head smashing, like it was so gory and cool.
People are like, oh, it's PG-13. I can't believe it. And I was like, dude, there's a decapitation in the opening scene that they do not cut away from.
It's just because
Like,
there's not red blood.
Yeah, which is crazy that is what it's indicative of an R rating. Like you can have so much like mechanical or, different color blood. That's like why Avengers Endgame got away with the PG-13, because it's like all the aliens are getting killed. It's just like purple blood. It's not real red blood, so it doesn't matter. It's fine. You can get away with a little bit of red blood, and that's all you need. There's like a certain cap on red blood. It's so wild.
I mean, it's genius. It's genius.
Yeah, you see someone's head get caved in. Again, it's not a human, but still, it's brutal.
It was just so cool. Like I can't remember what the beast he was hunting for, like what the name was.
Yeah.
Khalif?
Yeah, me either. Yeah, the
big
big unkillable beast. Yeah.
It was so cool, like to see all the like regenerative growth stuff like every time. It was that was so good. Yeah. We're gonna talk about Predator the whole time now, man.
That's fine. I love that movie. I thought it was great. I'm so stoked you watched it. Like it's a great movie.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for the new one whenever it comes out. I have no idea. Did it ever get teased when?
No, I don't think there's like another one on the slate, which is a bummer, seeing as we got 2 in 2, like less than a year, I think. So that sucks. But
okay.
I'll be waiting.
Damn.
I think I know they're working on the Romulus sequel, but even that they haven't started filming or anything, because I don't think Fede Alvarez is directing, and they're looking. He's still producing. They're looking for a director to step in and take it, make it happen. But I'm like, man, I just want these. I need these movies. Come on.
Yeah, me too. Where we going? Romulus was amazing too. I definitely favored Predator Badlands over Romulus, but that's just my style of movie. If you're an Alien or a Predator fan, like we're eating good right now. We're eating so good.
It's the best time. It's the best time right now. Seriously, it's great. Speaking of movies that just came out of streaming that were in the theaters, but now we're on streaming, I watched 2 that just came out over the Valentine's Day weekend. One was this movie called Eternity. You can watch on Apple TV right now. And if you don't have Apple TV, I've talked about it many times on this podcast, but Apple TV is the best for original TV series. HBO is giving us a run for its money again. It's kind of coming back to the top, but HBO and Apple TV are the best for TV series, hands down.
Yeah.
They have not been known for their movies, their original movies, but I feel like they're starting to turn a corner a little bit. But Eternity was made in association with A24, which is already a plus in my eyes, at least. The basic premise of this movie: when you die, you go to this place called the Junction Point, and then from that point, you need to choose which eternity you would like to go to.
I'm sold. Hold on, I'm adding it to my watch list right now.
It's so great. And if anyone has watched Loki, the Marvel TV series Loki, the Junction Point definitely has TVA vibes, and it even has employees that come and help usher you into eternity and stuff like that feels a little TVA-ish, and some of the design aspects of it feels very reminiscent of that, which is, it's fine. It's not like a ripoff. It felt very familiar.
Got Miles Teller in it. Sold.
Yes, Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen, and then Callum Turner. And the big thing about this is that Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen, you see him in the opening scene as an older couple. As they pass on, when you go to your eternity, you become the happiest version of yourself. So they both become younger versions of themselves. But what they tease in the opening scene is that Elizabeth Olsen's character had a husband many, many decades ago, but he died in the Korean War. And then as you get to this junction point, you realize that this past husband has been waiting there for her for 67 years. And now she has to choose who she wants to spend eternity with. The husband she never really had a life with, or the husband she had a full life with for decades.
It's
brutal.
Okay. I'm so glad you brought up movies like this, because we just watched About Time. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh yeah, I love that movie so much.
I fucking cried hard at the end. Whenever
that movie,
he was like, let's just go for a walk with his dad. I was like, oh my God. So good. I love cerebral movies like that. Not only like question time and like the essence of it and like what you have and whatever, but also like making choices like that. Like that. I'm sold on Eternity. I'm going to watch that. I probably shouldn't watch that right before I go on tour and have to leave my wife for a month, but maybe when I get back.
It might make you appreciate it a little bit more because I think the cool thing about this movie is that it really dissects love from all angles. How you can love people differently and how things during a relationship change that love. And wow, it's a pretty profound movie. And I feel like it got slept on because it was just a small movie. You know what I mean? A lot of A24 movies, don't blow the roof off when it comes to like
Right.
box office and stuff like that, unless it's like a Marty Supreme or an Everything Ever All at Once or like a Civil War or something like that. A lot of them kind of fall between the cracks, but being on something like Apple, I think is the perfect opportunity to again have it find a new audience and a broader audience. And it surprised me. I was stoked for it, mostly because of the cast. But wow, it kind of blew me away. Like not like it's like an amazing, perfect movie, but just a really, really good watch. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Dude, Apple's got some bangers. Have you seen Crowded
Oh
Room
yeah. Oh,
with
Crowded
Tom
Room is
Holland?
nuts.
Yeah,
Show
nuts,
is
but
crazy.
also amazing. Like
Yeah, that
I
show's really good.
cry. I cry so hard when it comes to movies. I cried during La La Land. Like
Same.
just the ending. But you did too? Okay,
Same.
cool. Not
Oh,
alone.
dude, big crier.
Big cry. Okay, cool. All
Big
right,
crier.
I'm in a safe space.
You are.
Yeah, man. Like at the end of La La Land, kind of like what you're saying with Eternity, where it's like where they saw like the life that they had before, or like what they could have had essentially, and then yeah. Oh, just all right, man. Yeah, I'm sold. I want to watch it.
Cool.
Romance movies are my favorite kind of movies. Like I know I look like a horror dude, and like that's the type of like stuff that I would be into, and I am. But like when it comes to the type of movies I enjoy watching the most, it's like I have a Pretty Woman poster, like that kind of shit. Like I love rom-coms, I love romance movies. It's my bread and butter.
I mean, Eternal Sunshine is one of my favorite movies
It's
ever.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's Jim Carrey's best movie aside from Man on the Moon.
Hands
That's also a banger.
so good. And another movie that I think is going to be on your watch list then after I bring it up. It's called Sung Song Blue. And admittedly, I thought this movie, it stars Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson.
Okay.
I thought it was a Neil Diamond biopic because I've been trying to not watch trailers. So I'll kind of like see trailers like if I go see a movie or something like that. For some reason, I thought it was a Neil Diamond biopic. It's not. It's a true story based on a couple who forms a Neil Diamond tribute band that became very popular in Milwaukee.
Sold.
And at first you're like, okay, cool. This is like based on a true story, love story kind of thing. Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson are so unbelievably good in this movie. Kate Hudson got nominated for Best Actress for this movie. Insanely deserved. But halfway through this movie, it takes a turn that I did not see coming. And this movie will make you cry. I think the heart of it is really because they're like Hugh Jackman's playing an older person. I mean, he's an older guy at this point, and he shows that throughout the movie that he's an older guy who's been trying to make it in some form of music his whole life, and it kind of has, but not really, not the way he envisioned. And it's really about like not giving up on your dreams, no matter how old you are. And
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful, heartbreaking, but beautiful movie.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sold. We got to get you on Letterbox if you're not on there already. I need
Oh,
to
I'm
see
on.
what you're watching.
I'm on
Okay,
Letterboxd. I'm on
we'll link
Letterboxd.
up after this.
Yeah, we'll follow. I was thinking that either. I was like, oh, I gotta find his when you mentioned Letterboxd.
Oh my god, you're gonna see all the stupid ass movies we watch. You're gonna be like, yeah, this guy talked about a bunch of rom-com movies, but he's just watching these awful like '90s like comedies that are not good.
That's fine. Yeah,
We had a
sometimes we'll just watch whatever. It's fine.
we had a we called it White Guy Martial Arts Movie Marathon, all hyphenated. We went out and bought Foot Fist Way with Danny McBride. Love Eastbound and Down, another show that never gets old. And then we watched The Art of Self-Defense with Jesse Eisenberg right after that. I don't know if you've seen that, but
I haven't. I've heard of it.
As a metalhead, you'll appreciate it because I think this is this director's only movie. Basically, Jesse Eisenberg is playing Jesse Eisenberg, the very timid, like shy, like, oh, yeah, kind of guy. He gets kind of like psyopted into this karate cult where they kind of like blackmail their members into staying there. It's like a trials and tribulation movie for the character that Jesse Eisenberg plays, where he like basically discovers himself and gets confidence. But in it, his instructor tells him like, you can only listen to metal because metal is like manly. And so Jesse Eisenberg goes out, like gets like some CDs and whatever to listen to music. And you think too, like in a movie, okay, it's going to be like classic, like Metallica or like, like Anthrax or like Iron Maiden, like insert like tropey metal band that should be there. No, dude, he listens to black metal bands, and one of them that's on there that is played throughout like most of the movie is Full of Hell, which I don't know if you've listened to them. Amazing
No
hardcore
way.
black metal band. Okay, so you know. And yeah, dude, they were playing Blue Litmus, which was from like the 2014 album, like old shit. And I was like, okay,
Crazy.
this director actually listens to metal and understands, because that's a very like, they're big like in our world, in our sphere,
Yeah.
but that's a very niche band to most people who are just going to be watching this movie casually. They're gonna be like, what the
100%.
fuck? So I really appreciate that, and it made the movie so much better. And it's a hilarious movie. It's got that very dry, like Wes Anderson kind of comedy. You definitely got to check that out. It's so fucking good. It's hilarious.
So I looked up this writer. He's a writer director. His name's Riley Stearns, and he made this movie in 2020, which I believe is on Hulu, called Duel, and it stars Karen Gillan and Aaron Paul. And the premise of this movie, it's fucking crazy. So in this world, if you die, or if you know you're dying, you can get cloned so that when you die, your loved ones don't need to grieve you because there's a clone of you made.
Oh, okay. I got it.
She gets like it's like cancer or something, some, you know, like terminal diagnosis. Then she finds out that she doesn't die. So the law for these clones in this world, that if both of you exist, you need to fight to the death, and whoever wins that fight is the one that survives. So
Dude,
the movie is
that
like
sounds so
her.
good.
So in the fucked up part is that like everyone else wants this new clone version, not the old one.
Yeah.
Because there's all this like emotional baggage and resentment and whatever. So they want this new version that doesn't really have that, you know. The old version training with Aaron Paul for this duel. It's a pretty wild movie.
That's
And
awesome.
what you said about the humor, it has very much that like black comedy, dry humor. So as soon as that, I was like, I can definitely see this. I need to watch this movie, because I thought that movie was really cool and such like a wild premise. Like that's such a crazy premise. Who thinks of that?
How the fuck? Yeah. That's okay. Cool. Awesome. I definitely need to check that out, because whenever I looked up his filmography, I thought this was the only movie that he made. I was like, this is a great directorial debut. But now hearing about this, I'm like, okay, I definitely need to check this out.
Looks like he's made a few. I think only like a few feature length. I think he's made 3 feature length from a quick Google search. He has his other movie, Faults, that has Mary Elizabeth Winstead in it from 2014. So that one's probably cool too. I have no idea. Like that was just me Googling. That dude's awesome. It's shout out Full of Hell. Yeah, like I played with them in a basement in like 2000, I don't know, like 10 or something. And it was
really?
It was them and Code Orange, but they were Code Orange kids then. And it was like right when they put out that split. I think
that must have been a scary show.
That era. So long time ago. Many decades ago.
Code Orange is literally one of my favorite hardcore bands of all time.
Great band. I was lucky, since I live in the Northeast. I saw them, played with them a lot back in the day when they were first.
So sick, man.
Coming up. We played with them in Pittsburgh once, their hometown. That was wild.
Awesome.
It was a floor show too. It was like right before they like blew up.
Right before Forever, or like around the I Am King era. Yeah.
I think it meant right around the I Am King stuff. Right before everything just went for them. Yeah. And they really hit the skyrocket.
I miss them, man. I hope they come back in some sense. Nowhere to Run sick. I'm always like kind of following what Jamie's doing, because I think he's a cool artist, but
it made it seem like they're not coming back, but maybe, I don't know.
Hey,
I'll never say never with
never
bands.
Say never. Yeah.
So many bands have broken up and then they get back together. You know, like Rage Against the Machine got back together. You know, like
Boys in the Well. Like, come on.
True. New album coming out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. I love that. It's funny you mentioned comedies too. I've been stuck in a Scrubs hole lately. I'm addicted. I've never watched Scrubs like all the way through as like a TV show. I've only seen like random episodes, and the reboot's coming back, and I'm a big Bill Lawrence fan. I love Shrinking. I love Ted Lasso. So I finished the new season of Shrinking. I got press screeners for that, and I was like, Scrubs is coming back this year. Maybe I'm just gonna start watching Scrubs. So I've just been watching that. I'm on like season 6, going strong. But I know the last season's weird, because it's not really a last season. It was like tried to be like a backdoor spinoff while keeping the same name, which is a strange move. but
Mhm. My dad was obsessed with Scrubs. Like he always had Scrubs on. He loves Archer and like all those like
oh,
like types of TV shows and whatever. And I always bring up with my wife like we should watch Scrubs, and she's like, no. Like, come on.
my wife hates it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
She's not a fan. It was our like bedtime show. Like we go to bed and we're usually kind of reading and it's kind of just on in the background, not really
yeah,
us paying attention to it. And she was like, we can't, I hate this show. We can't keep doing it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So it's been kind of my on while I'm working
yeah.
kind of show. But I have screeners for another show that I can't quite talk about, but it has to do with
Ooh,
kaijus. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's taken over because I need to write a review for it. So that's taken over for now, but then I'll get back on the Scrubs train. I only got like a few
nice.
weeks until the new season starts, but it's okay. I can let some build up and watch it later. I'm not
Exactly.
in a rush to watch the new season, although I am excited for it. It's crazy because like Bill Lawrence is like the guy right now, so I'm kind of like, man, he must have had a really good idea to want to do this like reboot because he does not need to do this show
Mm-mm.
at all. Ted Lasso's coming back for season 4. Shrinking already got renewed for season 4. He has a new show coming out on HBO with Steve Carell called Rooster. Like the dude is killing it. Like
Yeah,
he does not need this. So I have a feeling he did it for very good reason.
yeah,
For sure.
for the fans.
Yeah, or like I think he just might have had a really good idea. And I know him and Zach Braff have been collaborating. Zach Braff directed like a few episodes of Shrinking. He had a really small role in this other Apple TV show he did called Bad Monkey, which is an adaptation of a book, but that stars Vince Vaughn.
Mhm.
And I know Zach Braff, I think, directed an episode of that too. And I'm sure he'll be directing some of the episodes of the new Scrubs and everything like that. He's been kind of in that game of directing and stuff like that. So interested to see how it is. Like I know reboots are kind of like the cool new thing in the last like 5 years. People love it, and it can either be awesome or it can be awful. There's usually not like a middle ground. Yeah,
It's so hard to give reboots a chance because we're a big Gilmore Girls house. Like we watch Gilmore Girls a lot, even when it's
same.
not fall time, and that's the best time to watch it.
100%.
And the Netflix like the 4-part series, can't do it.
You didn't like it?
Can't do it. No, I didn't like it. Couldn't get into it. Watched the first one and was like, nope, I'm good.
We haven't revisited it because we usually end up watching in the fall time, like you said. We'll end up watching the first few seasons and then we'll kind of stop. And this time we got almost near the end. We haven't finished it for no reason other than we just haven't. But I did want to get back and rewatch it because I haven't rewatched it since it like came out. And
Mhm.
since now I'm like truly familiar with Gilmore Girls, I think it takes a few watches to get. My one thing on this last rewatch is I despise Rory. I think she's the worst.
Like from the beginning.
Not so much in the very beginning, but a few seasons in, I'm like,
I mean, her double standards are crazy.
oh, crazy. When she gets in the fight with her mom in college, that's when I'm like, fuck off. You suck.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, she is kind of a dick. You know what's hilarious is I always refer to him as Sam because he plays Sam in Supernatural, but his name is Dean.
Oh, yes.
Which is so weird. But how she treated Dean in the beginning was kind of fucked up with how she was playing him and Jess. And then like whenever he came back and was kind of doing the same thing, like, yeah, he shouldn't have been doing that. But still, it was like the double standards that she was holding against him was kind of fucked up with how she treated him early on. I don't know. I'm just saying.
She was playing mental gymnastics to make it seem like she was right. Yeah.
She was.
And then you mentioned, you bring up, I know you only watched one episode of the reboot, but she's also being the other girl in the reboot too. And I'm like, dog, what are you doing? Come on.
Stop. They got issues, man. I know. That was another reason. My wife watched the reboots and she was like, it was just sad. It was like the whole show is like sad. This build up and like that you think like everything's gonna be all right, and then it's like almost like a reality hit where they're just all like they're struggling and having these issues and like nothing like really panned out in a good way. It was just it all kind of like I don't know, which I guess like yeah, that's kind of life. But but the show it's pretty. It's about, you know, hard to get into it, I guess. Couldn't do it. I wanted my happy ending.
Oh, it definitely ends in a way too where I was like, oh, they're gonna do another like season of this, right? And they're like, nope, We're leaving it at that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Damn.
that was it.
Fuck.
That was it.
It's so brutal.
So brutal.
It's a brutal note to leave it on. Not even in like a super sad, but more of like, I want to know what happened. You're not going to tell me? What the hell?
I need to know like that. I need to know that Lorelai and Luke, like they like maybe like things like worked out and they like grew like super old together or whatever. But no, who knows? Maybe, you know what? Luke was in Saw 4. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's the canon ending. He ended up becoming a detective in another state, and
that's the fun fact I always love to bring up. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I can't believe this dude was in Saw.
I know, right?
So
yeah.
You could not be more tonally different than Saw in Gilmore Girls.
I love whenever movies like have actors that were in some like serious fucked up role, because the other day we watched it's the Lindsay Lohan movie, the Herbie one from like 2003.
Oh wow.
Can't remember what it was called. It was some Herbie movie though. And in it is Matt Dillon as like the bad guy protagonist. And he kind of gets like at the end of the movie, he kind of gets the trope where he's like going insane and no one believes him or whatever. And so I'm always like, is this the bridge into House That Jack Built? Like where he finally cracks and loses his mind and becomes a serial killer that descends into like Dante's Inferno? That's what I like to think.
I like that headcanon. That's nice. That's good. It's like the one where it's like Shutter Island. Leo's character in Shutter Island is the same character in Inception.
Yeah.
And the beach is like how is the gateway between.
Yeah. we watched Diary of a Wimpy Kid 1 the other day, which by the way, banger. Like I knew that movie was a banger when I was a kid. Hilarious as an adult. Drawing the pipeline to that to American Psycho. Like if you think of it like Greg ends up becoming Patrick Bateman, because he's low-key like a psychopath in it. Like he has no emotions. Like he's a sociopath. He doesn't care about anything but himself. He's a complete narcissist, like if full psychiatric diagnosis here. And it's just funny if you're watching it thinking like that he'll end up as Patrick Bateman, because that's definitely like the route that it feels like it's going.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot. That's one of the best ones I think I've heard.
Now you gotta go watch them. You gotta go watch them back to back.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it flows together. Oh man, Nate, thank you so much for doing this, man. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Very fast.
Time just flew by. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, please let the people know what Mirrorcell's got going on, where they can see you, and let them know what's up.
Yeah. So our album Long Nights In Lovescape is out. We worked really hard on it, trying to just bring some cool flavor into the scene with what we're doing. A lot of diverse songs on this album, so it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. We're on tour with Siamese and Cabal, some Denmark boys. Super fun. If you go to our Instagram, we got all the tour dates there. So if we're coming to a city near you, come out, check us out. We got some other fun stuff planned for the year, and that's about it.
Hell yeah. I'm going to make sure and link everything down below. So if you're not following Mirrorcell already, please make sure you go and do that. If you want to support the podcast, go to metalcorenerds.com. Our links are there in one easy place. And if you want to follow me on my personal account, it's just at SeanXMott on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time, see you later, nerds.